If you're newer to real estate, doing rehabs, and especially your first rehab, can be kind of scary. So we're going to walk you through some of the best things you can do to select the right rehab in the right location. Rachel's going to crush it. All right, so I'm sitting here today with Rachel. She's done a couple of videos on our channel already. She is a newer real estate investor. She hasn't done any rentals yet, but she's done, how many rehabs have you done?
3 rehabs.
So she's done 3 rehabs now. She's just finishing up her 3rd one.
Yep.
So I thought it'd be a good time to bring her in and talk about kind of things she's done to select those specific rehabs and why, mainly focus on location and why she picked the location she did, but we'll also get into a couple other things as well. If they haven't subscribed to our channel yet, Rachel, what do they need to do?
Make sure to subscribe and like below.
Is that subscribe? Is there a button right there? Just
I think
subscribe.
so,
Is it right there? You
right.
punch it. Okay, great. All right. So we're going to talk today about your rehabs, Rachel. So let's just kind of talk through your rehabs. Let's kind of let the audience know what the first 3 rehabs were, and then we'll get into the location. So you've done 3 rehabs now. Let's talk about your first one real quickly.
So the first one was a house that we bought. It actually ended up becoming our personal house, and rehabbed it. I was just the general
There's a theme there, I
contractor.
think, isn't there?
What?
Rehabbing a house and becoming a personal house?
There is a theme.
Spoiler alert. Okay, go ahead.
So the first one, went and saw it, got it from a wholesaler, and they showed it to me. They knew I loved St. Charles and was looking in that area. So we actually bought it and decided to move into that house. So we flipped it. It was just a small little 2-bed, 1-bath house.
Did you know you were going to live in it when you bought it to flip it, or did you?
That one, I was pretty positive we were going to move into.
Okay, so there's a key thing she said I wanted to put a little emphasis on is she said the wholesaler knew that she loved a specific part of town. So that is huge when you're just getting out and not a ton of people know who you are or what you like. You need to tell everybody. Tell all the wholesalers, tell all the real estate agents, go get your name out there on Facebook and in the local real estate meetup groups, which I feel like we talk about that a lot, but it's so important. Yeah. So make sure people know what you're looking for and why. We talk a lot about that when you're building a rental portfolio, but it's just as important when you're rehabbing. She didn't want to tell, you know, everybody that she knows she'll buy anywhere in St. Louis at any price range, because A, no one's going to remember you because of that. You know,
I couldn't afford it.
And can't afford it, and you just don't want to do that. So
yeah.
You have a specific area of town. Some people are super, super niche, like this zip code or these few neighborhoods, and some people at least, you know, have a county or a certain part of the county. So if you're newer to rehabbing or rental investing in general, make sure you define where you want to buy houses and why. And when you talk to people, wholesalers, yeah. who's she bought the house, the first one from, which wholesalers are people in the industry that come across houses that mark them up and sell them. They don't rehab them, they don't fix them, they don't landlord them, they don't do anything. They just mark them up and sell them and move on. So they're great people to get to know, but make sure they know where you want to buy, because you don't want them bringing you a bunch of stuff everywhere that you're never going to yeah. buy. And you want them to remember you. If whoever you bought that from, that wholesaler, knew that you liked that area of town, yeah. so he or she probably bought that to you. Not first, but maybe first, but the first person. There you go. So if you had not told them that, they didn't know exactly where you wanted, they wouldn't have brought you that first.
And I have had a very specific niche area since buying that first house. For all of our flips, we're very particular. We want to be really close.
Awesome. I love it. So great. So that was the first one. That's kind of the first tip on the first one. We're going to talk about the second one, and then really kind of dig into this third one and talk a little bit about why she chose the specific location she did, why she has that niche that she likes. So let's talk a little bit, just tell them a little bit about your second one.
So the second house is a flip I decided to partner up with my sister on, and we also
Oh my gosh, how did that go? I'm just kidding. All right, go ahead.
It was great.
Yes.
Partnership agreements are important.
Even for sisters.
Especially for sisters. Our relationship needed to come first, but we also needed to make money.
Yes.
So, but anyway, we found that house also. We found all of our houses from wholesalers.
That's another great point. If you're new to real estate, even if you're not new to real estate, talking to wholesalers and real estate agents, other people bringing you deals rather than spending money on direct mail or trying to get a website to rank on Google or spending money on Facebook ads. It's a really great way to do it. You might pay a little bit more, but most wholesalers don't make a ton on each deal. They know that it needs to still make sense for the end investor. We buy 200 houses a year. We're probably going to buy close to 100 from like wholesalers or real estate agents or connectors, people in the industry, not from our marketing. So that is a great way. You don't need a big marketing budget to buy houses. So you partnered with your sister.
Yep.
You bought it, was it in a similar similar area as
So
your
this
other
house was 2 blocks from our personal house.
Okay.
So
when she said she has a niche area, she meant
I was
that.
not kidding. And we know this neighborhood super well, because we live there, or I live there.
Because you live there and it's just a good area.
Yep.
And also it's just a good area with
So-
good school district.
Yeah. So we know the area really well, and it's a great school district. So we know that it's a perfect retail spot.
I know that area, so I can add, is also a great first-time home buyer area, which is a big chunk of the population is first-time home buyers. Obviously, you have a niche you like, so talk a little bit about that rehab you do with your sister. How did that go?
So that house went really well. We did go, so my husband and I like to do a lot of the work ourselves, so that's really important to us, that we find a house that has proper pieces of it that we can do. So if it has a bunch of foundation issues, just needs a new roof, big ticket items like big electrical issues, big plumbing issues, we can't do that ourselves. So we're looking for a very cosmetic rehab. And then the other reason we picked this house is because we also had a contractor who was looking for work, and we knew that we could use him to do the rest of the work.
So a little bit about that is basically she was saying she knows what they can and can't do, and you can potentially buy a house that someone else might not because you're going to do a lot of the work yourselves, and you know you have a husband who's very handy, so that helps with you knowing what you're going to do or not do, and just hire out a few big ticket items, but other than that you do it yourself. So you just knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are is very important. That's why the part of the reason you selected that house.
Exactly.
Alrighty, so let's dig into your third house, and then we'll talk about the importance of location and why you pick your location. So the third one, you are just finishing up now, correct?
Yep,
There's
just
a video up here where there's actually 3 videos.
Yep.
Hopefully they'll scroll through up there where we have a pre-rehab walkthrough, a mid-rehab walkthrough, and then a final rehab walkthrough. We haven't shot yet that.
Not done yet.
Not yet. All right, go ahead.
So this house we again bought from a wholesaler, and we were actually pretty much the only person who could buy this house because we were able to pay a little bit more, just like you were saying previously, because with my husband being able to do all of the work himself, we don't put his time and labor into our cost. So that really helped us on this one. But we actually decided we're going to move into this house because of the financial benefits, because we get tax-free money. So.
Yes,
for selling our personal house.
So that's what she's saying. So she's lived in her personal house for over 2 years. So therefore, you don't have to pay any taxes when you sell it. So whether she makes 30 grand, 80 grand, whatever she makes, probably somewhere between there, it shouldn't have to pay any taxes on it, and then can move into a nicer house and have some equity in that, because she was going to turn around and sell that and make some money, but now she gets tax-free money from the house that she's living in now, and she's going to live in the other one and doesn't have to pay any taxes on the equity she's got in it because she's not selling it.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. So, and all 3 of those houses are in the same zip code.
Same zip code. They are all within 5 minutes of each other.
Awesome.
So I buy in a very
Nice
niche area.
That is
when you're
great.
talking at the beginning, I am that itty bitty niche zone.
Nothing wrong with that. So talk a little bit more about why you have that area, why you like that area.
So one of the reasons we really like the area is because we live right by there. So we want houses, especially for our flips, that we can drive to on the nights and weekends, because it's not our full-time job. We have other full-time jobs that we do.
Which is how most investors are. And almost everyone watching is probably in the same boat.
Yep. So we don't want to have to spend an hour in the car round trip every day or every weekend or evening just to get to the place. We want to be able to quickly pop by, do whatever we need to do, and leave and go home. So that's really important to us. The other reason we like the area is it's pretty close to like big box stores, so like Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever it is. So we can quickly and easily stop and get our supplies. So we like to try to do bulk orders on all of our supplies now, but you always need an extra paintbrush or trash bags or whatever it is. So the other reason we really like the area is because it's a retail area. So it is split between 2 different school districts, but the one school district is really good, the other actually is not as good, but it still works for us. So, but they're both really nice parts of town. They're always going to have great appreciation. People are going to want to move and live here. What is appreciation? When your property value goes up.
Yeah, so property values go up over time. Yes, there's dips just like anything else, but they go up over time. They usually follow inflation, which is between 2 and 3% or more in good areas, and that's what she said. You know, why she likes this area, because it has appreciation. I'd say the appreciation in those areas is well over 3-4%. So the value of the property is going to go up over time, which is good for her living there, and good for people realize that. People know that their value of the property is going to go up. So it's a desirable place for people to buy from her when she doesn't move into them, which she moves into about every other one, it sounds like.
Yep, and this new property that we're moving into, it has a great school district. So people, no matter when we go to sell this house, which we're going to sell it in 3 years, it'll have...
We have another one and move into it probably.
Yep, exactly. We love making more money on it that way, and it's exciting. But anyway, so this one, people are always going to want this school district because it's an up and coming, not maybe an up and coming is not the right word. But it's a growing area.
It's just a solid school district.
Yeah.
It's got a good base of people, and it's got good schools and good teachers. So it's not going to go down the tubes anytime soon.
No, so it doesn't matter if the market dips. I know that people will still want to move into this area, and we'll still be good because we have enough equity built into this.
I think when people talk about the market dipping, and that kind of scares newer investors, I don't think they quite understand that a market dip is not like '08. That was a crash that's never happened before, and not to say it's never going to happen again, but the odds of it crashing that much are not great. A little bit of dip is okay if you're buying in good areas with good appreciation. She's not going to get crushed in those areas. Part of the reason why, you know, if you're buying in a good area and you buy enough discount, you can take a little bit of a market dip, because eventually it is going to dip a little bit. It's kind of screaming right now. All right, so if you've done a few rehabs before, or if you haven't done any, you need to make sure to think about the location and put some thought into that, which Rachel has done. We laid that out to you here in this video. So make sure you think of where you want to be there and why you want to be there. Think of it as somewhere where you want to live, or where most people want to live. Make sure it's got a good school district.
It's a safe area.
It's a safe area is another great one. It's got a good school district. If it's a safe area, it appreciates, and it's near, like other retail space. And a great tip she said is near, those box stores, so you're not driving an hour each way to go to Home Depot or Lowe's to get supplies. So it's close, so it just saves you time. So those are a bunch of great tips if you're just investing in real estate. So
make sure to comment below with what you all look for when you're buying houses to flip.
Don't forget to subscribe. See you on the next one. Wake up!
Not that much.
Do you want to try to cook?
No.
Okay. You're not in the right mindset to do a YouTube video right now, are you? Use that one. Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it. Yeah, I mean, how would they know which one to use? How would they know which one we like better? Unless we tell them. Buddy.
Buddy on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, Rachel, what do they need
Make
to
sure
do?
But also because really there's only one reason.
Did you say 2 reasons?
I did.
Okay.